Good morning, students. I would like to welcome you to the session. And in the previous session, we have seen the problem on NPV, net present value problems. And we have also seen if they don't give the cash flows, how do we compute the cash flows with the given information? That also we have seen in the NPV. The second discounting technique in capital budgeting is internal rate of return or IRR. Okay. So here, what is internal rate of return? Internal rate of return is the rate which makes your NPV 0. Okay, that means that internal rate of return which makes your cash inflows and cash outflows equal. Okay, so how do we say that? The discount rate which present value of cash inflow is equal to the present value of cash outflow. That is called as a IRR. Basically, this IRR is based on the NPV only. Okay, we have to compute the NPV first to find out the IRR. That is mandatory. Okay. So let's see that how do we compute the internal rate of return and why we want this internal rate of return. Usually in the problem you will be seeing that they will be giving the R or required rate of return or cost of capital in the problem. But for IRR they will not be giving this rate. Okay, so we have to find out because NPV is considering the external forces and they derive the rate of return or cost of capital. But in case of internal rate of return, it is considering the internal aspects of the project or internal aspects of the company's investment. That's why we have to derive it. Okay. So, first of all, please take down, we derived, this is also called as the internal rate of return. It is a trial and error method, okay, because we never know that how much is the rate of return or how much is the yield on investment that we are going to get. So that's why we call it as a trial and error method, yield on investment method, rate of return method, time adjusted rate of return method, so on so forth. Okay, because here what happens, you don't know what is the return it is going to be. You will do the trial and error method until your present value of cash inflow is equal to the present value of cash outflow. Okay, for that trial and error method we have the interpolation method. Through the trial and error, how do we derive to the internal rate of return? We have the trial and error method. Okay, so here this is the formula. LDF stands for LDF percentage, lower discount factor percentage, plus in the bracket the change in the discount factor. Okay, the two discount factors will be taking. So what is the change in that? And present value of lower discount factor minus cash outflow divided by present value of lower discount factor minus present value of higher discount factor. Okay, PV LDF stands for present value of lower discount factor, HDF stands for higher discount factor, COF stands for cash outflow, delta DF is nothing but the difference between the low discounting factor and high discounting factor. So here capital budgeting, just by solving the problem it will not end. You have to take a decision whether we should accept the project or reject the project, or accept the investment or reject the investment. What is the basis for that decision? For that decision, if your internal rate of return, what you calculate using this formula, if it is more than the cost of capital, then you can accept the project. And the internal rate of return which is less than the cost of capital, you can go and reject the project. There are certain kind of advantages for this. It accounts into time value of money, it considers the cash flows throughout the project life. It does not use the concept of required rate of return or the cost of capital. It itself provides the rate of return which is inadequate of profitability. Okay, so it gives more psychological satisfaction because they derive for the rate through the trial and error method. It is consistent with the objective of shareholder wealth maximization. Okay, your IRR is considered with the objective of wealth maximization. And in the limitation, it is difficult to understand and calculate since it involves the tedious calculation. It implies that profit can be reinvested at internal rate of return, which is not logical. Okay, it provides multiple rate of return, which can be confusing for the people. It does not help evaluation of mutual exclusive. In the previous classes, when we are doing the NPV, we have understood what is mutual exclusive and what is independent projects. In mutual exclusive, we have to select only one. In that cases, IRR is not very helpful for evaluation since the project with highest IRR would be selected. However, in practice, it may not turn out to be one is the most profitable and consistent with the objective of shareholder wealth maximization. It may not give fruitful result in case of unequal project life or unequal cash flow. The difference in the timing of cash flows. Okay, so if the cash flows is equal and if the cash flows is for, suppose let's say that the cash flow is 50,000 for all year, or if the cash flow is for the 5 to 6 projects, the cash flow is for the life period of 5 years. If it is equal, it's easy to compare, but if it is unequal, it is difficult for the calculation. Okay, I hope you have understood the concept of IRR. In the next video, I will take up the problem. When we solve the problem, we will understand the concept clearly. Okay, thanks for watching. Practice, your exam is going to come. Okay, if you get any doubt, I repeat again and again in all the sessions which I am uploading, please ask me. Okay, unless you ask, unless you practice, the subjects will not come. Okay, thanks for watching.